Hello everybody, how's it going? Let's tilt this camera a bit just so you can see the whole thing. Maybe we just move this out a little bit just so you can see the goal down here. Right then, it is now game 1 of Group A. It's going to be Sheep FC versus Sausage Fingers FC. So, are the people who are in charge of these teams present to give us their bonus point allocation? So basically 5 points to one position, 3 points to another. So what do you reckon then, guys? So this is one set of dice, which is the home team dice. It is as simple as a little shake and a bang, and that's your dice score. So you can see it there, you should be able to see it. It's a 7. And then there's your away team, who would have got a 6. Now remember, if you're in possession and you get twice as much as as the other one and you're in possession, you move forward 2 sections. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sections. So basically the last section is your goalkeeper versus your attacker versus the opposition's attackers. And the ball's there and you're in possession and you win, ball goes in and you score a goal. And then obviously the same goes for the other end. I'm going to turn this around and have it like that, just so you can basically see who is in possession at the time. So as you can see that it says home team in possession. When you lose possession, then it'll flip and it'll say away team in possession. So this is the home team. Let me turn that around. Home team's here. Away team is at the top end. So the home team will be the team that is. So basically the home team will be the one that kicks off, but to determine who the home team is, there is one quick dice roll. So Sheep FC's dice roll will be with that one. Sausage Fingers FC will be with that one. So Sheep FC, Sausage Fingers FC, you knew the time that we were kicking off. Let's give them a few minutes to to come in and give their allocation and declare that they're here. Because if you're not here for it, well, basically the way I was thinking about it is I'm not going to forfeit a match. We're going to play the game out, but if you're not here, so Ethan's in, your team are playing in the second game. The first game is Sheep FC versus Sausage Fingers, and then we got Proud Boys Britannia against Bluebirds following afterwards. Now, if Sheep FC and Sausage Fingers both don't turn up, then we will call the game a draw. But so Ewan, what's all this about? It is a dice game, mate. We have put in all the information that you need. So all the rules are out there. Obviously the initial video which tells you all about the game is out there as well. If you missed out on it this time, we will be looking at doing another one if this one's successful. But what I'm hoping for is that Sheep FC and Sausage Fingers FC are going to come to the table, because I can't allow these streams to go on for too long. I do have a life outside of this. No, honestly though, let me just move these over here in a minute. These are the goal counters, so right, so everybody's got to make sure they're in for their games. If you're not here, then like I say, we're going to wait until the 10-minute mark, and if Sheep FC and Sausage Fingers FC don't come forward with their allocation, it will go down as a 0-0 draw, and then we will go on to Proud Boys Britannia versus Bluebirds, and then we'll play at that game. If you bear with me a second, I've got to get my timer in, because the games are going to be 20 minutes long. So a 20-minute match, and we're still waiting for Sheep FC and Sausage Fingers FC to turn up. Now I've got my work phone here with a stop clock timer on there. So this is how it's going to work. No, I don't want that to happen. No bleeping. Let's get the clock up. Nope, that's the camera. There we go, clock. Timer. So as you can see there, I've got a timer with 20 minutes on it. So this will bleep. So basically, once the timer goes, we finish the very last attack. So if it's like 1-1 and it's down to the last attack, as soon as possession is lost, it's full time. So Nick, there has been a few videos out about this, mate. This is a football dice game tournament that we've proposed to everybody. We've got 8 teams. We were hoping for 16 to make it a bigger tournament so it can go on a bit longer, but we got 8 teams in the end. Yeah, we did put it out a fair bit, you know, trying to encourage people to get involved. I was quite surprised that we didn't get more takers on it, to be honest, but we got the 8 teams. So we got 2 groups, Group A and Group B. For those of you who aren't in it, if you want to watch this, feel free to stop in and watch. Feel free, by all means. But we're starting to run out of time here for Sheep FC and Sausage Fingers FC. What I'm going to say is if there's two no-shows in a row, we will be looking to eliminate those teams. So the other teams who are left behind, the ones who are participating, will go through to the next round. But we don't want that to happen. We want everybody who's entered to get involved and make this a success. So I'm going to wait now until the 10-minute mark, and if we don't get anything from Sheep FC and Sausage Fingers FC, then it will be classed as a draw, and then we will move on to Proud Boys Britannia versus Bluebirds. And I see Ethan's already here. Carl's not here for Proud Boys Britannia. We don't have Carl. So Ryan G is in, I believe. Ryan G, which team have you got? Are you the one who's got Sheep FC? I can't remember who had Sheep FC and Sheep FC, Sausage Fingers, Bluebirds, Proud Boys Britannia's make up Group A. Newport Wanderers, Dragonport County, Mickey Dembitrio and Atletico Madrista make up Group B. Group B games will be at 3 o'clock this afternoon. So this is the early kick-offs now. So, Ryan, which team is yours again, mate? I know you're in it, but I'm just trying to remember who your team is. No, let me get in on this now. So you're Atletico Madrista. Right. So if any of you... Well, the thing is, we can't just kick people out of the tournament. So, Matthew, you are in Group B. So, Sammy, NCFC, I believe you're Sheep FC, aren't you? Sammy, I believe Sammy, I think you're Sheep FC, aren't you? So, Blue the King is Dragonport County. Sheep FC, is that you, Sammy? I believe it is. I think it is, anyway. Proud Boys Britannia is Carl. Bluebirds is Ethan. Yes, so we've got Sheep FC. Sausage Fingers, I got a funny feeling that he's not going to make it. Somehow. Bit of a troll, obviously. But Sheep FC, can you allocate your points? You've got your 4 positions, your goalkeeper, your defence, your midfield and your attack. You allocate 5 bonus points, which is added to your dice roll. You allocate 5 bonus points to one position and 3 to another. Where would you like to allocate your points, Sheep FC? Because if Sausage Fingers don't turn up, they just don't get any allocation bonus points. It's as simple as that. And if you've got no allocation bonus points, you're going to lose the game. But it's about how much you lose it by, of course. There's no limit. The only limit is the time. As soon as the time's up, that's it. So midfield and striker. Check the last bit to see if he said he couldn't make it. No, I mean, I didn't get any contact from Sausage Fingers to say he couldn't make it. Midfield and striker. So how many? Do you want 5? Who gets 5 and who gets 3, Sammy? Which position? And we'll get the first game underway by the 10-minute mark then. And then it'll be going straight over to Proud Boys Britannia versus Bluebirds. I believe Ethan is in. But I'm sure many of you will want to see how this game pans out, just so you can see the game for yourself. I think if you don't turn up, by default as well, if you don't turn up, your opponent who does, it gets the home team. So Sammy, 5 for midfield and 3 for striker. Not to worry, mate, we don't need a replacement, because if he's not here, he just doesn't get his allocation, and if he doesn't turn up, he shouldn't get, because he might turn up at the next game and take that team on, and you know he doesn't get his allocation. So by default, let's change this because home team are going to be in possession to kick the game off. This is going to be the first ever match of the football dice tournament. What the first ever football dice game. Here we go. There's Leanne's slippers in the background. Right, so home team's in possession. Home team rolls first. Here we go. So midfield gets an extra 5 because we're in the midfield at the moment. Right, so the dice rolls are 4 versus 3, but because you've got the extra 5, Matthew, you're in Group B, your games are going to be at 3 o'clock today. So you get an extra 5 on top of that 4, that makes it 9. So that means that's 3 more points than the away team's roll. So that means you move 3 spaces forward. So 1, 2, 3, and then you are already in with a shot at goal. So you've got your strikers have got a +3. So here we go. So you've got 10 + 3, 13. So there's no way they can win, especially with 4. So guess what? That's 1-0. Sheep FC take a 1-0 lead. So good going, my friend. 1-0 already. An early goal to kick off this tournament. That's what we want. We want to see goals, guys. We want to see goals. Right then, so away team in possession. Away team roll gives us 7. Home team roll gives us 8. So even though you get your extra 5, that would put you, well, it won't put you, but even if it did, when you win possession back, you don't get any doubles or anything like that. All you get is possession back. Alright, so there we go. You're back in possession in the centre of the field. 9 versus 10, but you get the extra 5, so you move up 1. Right then. Home team still in possession. You get a 5 on that one. It's 5 versus 6. But because it's your midfield and your attack at the moment, this is where you're going to be the most strongest. You've got your midfield and your attack, so you get an extra 8 points on top of that 5. So 8 + 5 is 13, which turns out is twice as much as the away team roll, which is why your allocation points are so important. Home team gets a 10 + 3, that's 13 versus 9, 2-0. See, without turning up and giving your allocation, you're going to get slaughtered. And Sammy's Sheep FC have stormed off into an early 2-goal lead. So we've still got nearly 18 minutes left. So Sheep and Amy, there we go. Mike reckons this is going to be a 5-0. I think it could well be, you know. I think it could well be. It's already 2. So the home team gets an 8 with the away team in possession. Only a 2. Plus the 5 anyway, but you just win possession back. Right, home team roll. Only a 3 versus an 8. But because you get your extra 5, that evens it out, so it's a re-roll. Any even rolls is a re-roll, so... Oh, there we go. That's going to kill it. It's going to absolutely kill it. So you've got 11 + 5 is 16 against 6. So it's twice. So you've got the defence versus the attack. An 8 versus a 7. So you move up another 1. And you're getting another shot on goal. 7 versus 8. But you got the extra 3, so guess what? It's 3-0. So what happens when you haven't got a manager to give any direction. That's the role that you're playing, is by, first of all, being here gives you the chance of doing well, and second of all, allocating your points in the right place. So Sammy, you're leading right out into a 3-0 lead for plenty of time. This is going to be a cricket score. I can tell. I can absolutely tell. So the home team rolls a 9 versus the away team's 6. So guess what? The away team lose possession in the centre of the park again, which is where their opponents are most strongest. This is where the home team are most strongest with the midfield, with the extra 5 points. All they need is a half decent roll, and they're advancing. And there's a 6. Theirs is an 8, but plus the 5, you move up 1 to your strongest point of the field, which is where your midfield and attack accumulate their bonus points. So even a low roll will allow you to bypass this area. So a 4, they're going to need a 12, so they get a 10. But because you get an extra 8 points, you now advance to the next stage. Home roll gives us a 5. You only got 3 points at this point. A 7. So, with the extra 3 points, then you edge it by 1. So it's another tentacle. He's a good roll here. It's a 5, that is. Hers is a 5, but plus the extra 3. Bang! There we go. 4-0. Sammy's Sheep FC are leading 4-0, and this is going pretty bad for Sausage Fingers, isn't it? That's what you get for taking the piss out of people. There's 2, and then there's another 2 because you're 4-0 down. There we go. Right then. So now the away team are back in possession now. We're back with the away team. The away team rolls an 8 from the kick-off. Home team and their strong midfield gives us a 3, but plus their 5 equals the score, so it's a re-roll. The away team are giving us a 9 this time. And the home team give us a 10. So guess what? Right in the centre of the park. It hasn't even come into the home team's half. That's where your allocation points are dead important. So the home team are back in possession, already 4-0 up. Rolling a 6 versus a 12. Well, finally, here we go. So the away team win back possession. Are they going to do anything with it? The away team now with a 5 versus a 9. So just as quickly as they win it back, they lose it. So, oh look who we got here. We got some dickheads. We have big words for little boys, eh? How about you go and tug yourselves? Home team are back in possession, and there's a 12. This is ugly. This is so ugly because a 6 versus a 12, so already double points. Shame it's only 5, but you do move up another 2 spots. Home team giving us a 6. So we're going to need a big roll from the away team now, and it's only a 4. Well, 6 plus 3 is 9, so that's, but you can't score a goal off of 2. You can only take it to the goalkeeper versus attacker point. Right then. So we've got 8 from the home team. The away team roll an 11, but because the home team have got 3 on their attack, it's an even. It's a scramble in front of goal now. Home team with a 9. That's going to take a monster roll. A 6. There we go. It's another goal, and it's 5-0 to Sheep FC. There we are. So back. There we go. So Sammy, your team are doing particularly well, mate. How long left? We have 12 minutes left in this one. So as Labs are saying, trying to do something. I'm an adult and I'm playing a dice game. Yeah, who cares? What have we got better to do at this particular moment? I bet you're one of those that goes out fucking partying and smoking weed with his mates in the park when you're supposed to stay indoors. How about you go suck it, mate? Suck it. Right then, away team are back in possession for kick-off. And it's an 8. Home team roll a 6, but because they get the extra 5 points, they win the possession back. Boys versus men. Home team 6 points. Away team 4 points. So plus the 5 is another 2. So we move up 2. Home team, away team. Here we go. Home team roll a 7. Away team roll an 11. So 7. So the away team win back possession just by the extra point. That was a bloody good roll when they needed it, because they're getting slaughtered right now. Right, so the away team in possession now. What we say now, a 10. Get some good roll from the away team. Versus 8. But because it's defence versus attack, attack gets an extra 3 points. So they edge it, so they win the possession back. Here we go, home team roll to 6 versus an away team roll of 8. But because they got the extra 3 points, they advance on goal yet again. Home team for a 6th with 8. Away team 8, but because of the extra 3, boom, it's 6-0. So Labs is a bit confused with the point allocation. I'll explain it a little bit more to you, mate. So as you can see, you get your dice rolls, because it's 6-0 at the moment. I don't think Sheep FC are going to mind if I spend a minute of the 10 that's left to explain this. A bit confused. So basically, you've got your 4 positions, which are spread out across 7 cards here. Each card reads basically from goalkeeper versus attack, defence versus attack, defence and midfield versus attack and midfield, mid versus mid, and then basically that's a mirror image going down that way of what that side was. So when you roll the dice, it's like this area is just midfield. So if you've allocated extra points to your midfield, you will add 5 to your dice roll when the ball's in this area. If it's attack versus defence, you've got 5 in your defence and 3, and then the other team have got 3 in their attack, and your dice roll is 3 more, then it'll be, it'll be even. But then if it was 1 more, then you'll edge it because of the extra points allocation. So you're allocating to the positions on the pitch, and then that affects when the ball is at each stage. Alright, I hope that clears it up. So somebody that's Michael, if you're there and you're commenting as the Amber Army, let's get this Alfie Jack Gilbert gone. Let's get him gone, mate. Let's get him gone. Mike, if you're in, then do that now. Away team are back in possession for kick-off is 6-0. 9 versus 10. So the home team are going to win back possession. See? A walk over. This is why your points allocation is so important, which is why you play. This is why you play an absolute massive role in determining how well you do. So we've got 8 minutes left. So I'm not going to rush it now. I'm going to take my time because we have got a game with Pride Boys Britannia versus Bluebirds coming up. So hopefully we can get that started quite soon. But so the home team in possession, so let's see this through to the bitter end. 11, there's not going to be much in this now. 5 versus 11 plus another 5, that's another 3. And we know the home team are already in with another attempt at goal, and there's a roll of 6 versus a roll of 4. So there's only 1 outcome there, and there's another goal, and it's a 7th for Sheep FC. Sheep FC coming off as early favourites here, but I think that's more down to the poor performance from your Sausage Fingers FC. Away team are back in possession as they look to kick off. Away team roll is an 8 versus a home team roll of 3. But because it's the extra 5 points, see how important these points allocations are? And that's the way you put your tactical spin on the game. So it's a re-roll. Away team gets a 5. I don't think they're going to win that somehow. Versus an 8, but then it would have been anyway because the extra 5 points. So the home team are back in possession. So you can see I'm trying to get through these games as quickly as we can, because if it is a closer game, they're going to appreciate this extra time. Home team are back in possession, rolling just a 5. Away team are rolling a 12. So even with the extra 5 points, the away team win back possession, but I don't see it lasting them long somehow. Home team have rolled an 11 versus an away team roll of 8. So they win the possession back. Like I thought, didn't last long. Home team roll of 10 for the home team. Away team roll a 7. So that's twice as much with the extra 5 points. Home team roll 5 plus 3, so that's 8 versus 11. Away team defence does a good job for once, and they win back the ball. The away team roll in possession is just a 5. They may lose it now. 6, yep. The home team win the possession back. So spin this back over. Home team in possession. 2 from goal. Just a 3 for the home team. So the away team win back possession. So they're starting to defend a bit better. The away team rolls an 8 versus an 8, but because of the extra 3 points, the home team win back possession. Home team in possession. The better roll is a 10. There we go. So we're at goal again. Home team roll an 8. There's an away team roll of 8, but because of the extra 3 points, bang, there we go, there's another goal. Sheep FC are now 8 goals in front, and I've only got 2 counters left. That's all I got left to put down. It's 8-0, so 10-0, and the game is automatically over. Let's just say that once 10 goals are gone in. So the away team will be back in possession and taking kick off. Away team rolling they've rolled a 9, which isn't a bad roll. There's the 9 that the away team have rolled. Home team roll 5, but because of their extra 5, they win it by 1 point. Home team win back possession because of their superior midfield. There's a 10 from the home team, and then there is a 9 from the away team, but the extra 5 points means they move up 1, and this is the strongest position for the home team, where they accumulate 8 points in this position because of their midfield and their attack together. So the home team, here we go, there's their dice. Home team have got a 6. Away team have got a 6, but because of the 8, that's doubly good for the home team there. So we have another attempt at goal, but the time is running down now. We're in the last 4 minutes of the game. Home team roll a 10. It's a formality. It's another goal, and it's 9. Sheep FC now have a 9th goal. Never seen it going this way in any game, even without the points allocation. But hey, this game can surprise anybody, I suppose. The away team are back in possession, disgraced by their awful performance today. Away team's roll will be a 5. This is going to be bad for them because they've lost possession yet again. The home team have possession again. There we go, they got a 10. They're going to advance quite well. Hold on a minute, no, it's a 9. So they move up just the 1 on this occasion. Home team's roll is just a 2. This could be bad for the home team, but there is the point where they got an extra 8 points, so technically that 2 is actually a 10, which is a decent roll. It's a 10, and it's only an 8 from there, so they move up 1. The away team, home team's roll is a 5, so the rolls haven't been good, but the points allocation has seen them through. So 5 plus 3 is 8, and there's a 7. So back in front of goal again. Can they do it? Can they go 10-0? Is that what we got? Home team, it's just a 5, plus 3 is 8. Can the away goalkeeper win back possession for the team? It's an 8, so it's even. This is a re-roll. Re-roll, saying a 4 plus 3 is 7. Away team have got a 12. They've won back possession, but they are backed right up in their own half. So the away team's roll, here we go, away team rolls a 10, which is a good roll. But the attack have got extra 3 points allocated to them, and they roll a 6 plus 3 is 9. So the away team have actually advanced 1. I think that's the first in possession dice roll win they've had. And the game is getting close to the end. Within the last 90 seconds of the game, will the home team get that 10th goal? So we got an away roll of 8 versus a home roll of 3. Plus 3 is 6, but it's still advancing. But they're advancing into a dangerous area there because we've got an 8-point allocation there for the home team. 10, it's going to help, but it's still Not good enough. Home team in possession in the last 60 seconds. Home team get a 9. Away team an 8. 9 plus, oh, that's taking them right in front of goal again. And within the last few seconds, is that 10th going to go in? Home team got a 10. It's going to happen. Yep, there we go. 10. 10-0. 30 odd seconds left. Somehow I don't think we need to play those last 30 odd seconds. I think they'll just coast it out for the 10-0 win. So Sheep FC 10, Sausage Fingers 0. Wow. What an intense opening game. Sausage Fingers went out as early tournament favourites with a 10-0 demolition of Sheep FC. I mean, went out as early tournament favourites with a 10-0 demolition of Sausage Fingers FC. I'm not too disappointed by that scoreline, to be honest with you. And there's your full-time whistle. And it's ready for me to kick off the next game. So, Bluebirds and Pride Boys Britannia. Is Carl and Ethan in the stream? Let's get your allocations, boys. There we go, Joe AFC. Right, so Ethan. Well, Ethan, are you ready to allocate your points? So, Sheep FC, there we go. So, Sammy, your next game is going to be Tuesday. Tuesday. So, well done on the first win. Tuesday at 8 PM. Late to the party, but I'm here. Oh, it's a good job, Carl. It's a good job. Right then. Right then. So. There we go. So, Ethan is giving his midfield a 5 and his defence a 3. So I'm just going to take note of that next to Bluebirds FC on my little book here. Mid 5, def 3. Carl, let's have your allocation, mate. Which positions you want to allocate your 5 and your 3 points to? Okay. Thanks, Sammy. Good win, mate. So striker's going to get 5 and defence is going to get 3. Attack 5, def 3. There we go. There's the importance of the allocation points, and that's why it's important to be here for it as well. So, right then, who's ready to kick this game off? So first of all, because I've got the first allocation from Ethan, Ethan gets the home team dice to determine who's going to be the home team. Carl, yours is going to be the away team. So Ethan, your dice roll gives you a 6. Carl, your dice roll gives you a 7. So, Pride Boys Britannia are the home team. Bluebirds FC are going to be the away team. So, Pride Boys Britannia, you start with kick-off. There we go. The game's now underway. Right then, so the home team roll is 7. The away team roll is 6. And we're in the midfield. Bluebirds have allocated 5 extra points to their midfield, so it's a midfield versus midfield. So 5 plus 6 is 11. Carl, you've lost possession. It's all about your allocation. So the home team, sorry, no, the away team's meant to roll first, sorry. Away team in possession, get an 8. Plus 5 for their midfield, that's going to be a 13. And then that's going to be a 4. So 13. Bloody hell, mate, that's 13, that's 3 times, that's 1, 2, 3. So Carl, you've already got the ball against your goal. But then Carl's got 3 on his defence. Bluebirds haven't got anything on their attack, but this is the goalkeeper versus attack. So this one here is a straight shootout, guys. Could there be an early away goal lead? Away team in possession, here we go. Ho ho ho, he's got a 12. I can't see it going any other way, Carl. I think you're taking it. Yep, there we go, it's an 8. So we got a goal for the away team. Ethan's Bluebirds are taking the lead. Let's pop a goal counter up there. Carl's going to start with possession from the centre. of the pitch, where unfortunately, Carl, you are a bit weak with your midfield being outgunned. Yeah, don't worry, the clock has restarted, Ryan. So, home team in possession. Proud Boys Britannia are in possession. Here we go. So, starting off with a 9 dice roll versus an away dice roll of 6. But because you got the 5 allocation, mate, you've lost possession again. What you need is to not have a weak dice roll when they're in possession in the midfield, because obviously when it gets to defence, you're going to get some bonus points. So the away team in possession, the away team's roll has given us just a 3. Carl's roll has given us an 8. So 3 plus 5 is 8. 5 plus 0, because you've got no allocation to your midfield, because that's just midfield versus midfield. It's an even dice roll. So we'll go again. And this time it's a 5 for the away team. That's going to be a 10 dice roll in total. And then it's just a 2. Mate, that's 10 against 2. That's 5 times, mate. He's in front of your goal again. The dice rolls have been letting you down here, Carl, I'm afraid. Away team to go 2-0. It's 6. It's a straight shootout now. There's no bonus points involved in this one. It's a 6 versus a 5. Mate, it's 2-0. Bluebirds have taken a 2-goal lead with just 3 minutes gone. I think the midfield, I think people are starting to recognise that the midfield bonus points are going to be an important one. Here we go. So we've got the home team back in possession. Carl has got the ball back now. Can he get past the strong midfield of the Bluebirds? Well, not with a 7 versus 4, but because it's the extra 5 points, away team wins back possession. So you need to get the ball to a point where you can bypass this point. So the away team in possession, and they've rolled an 8 with that midfield. There's nothing you can do to stop this one, I'm afraid. It's just a 3. So it was an 8 plus 5, so that's 13 over 3. Mate, he's back in front of your goal. The midfield, the dominant midfield of the Bluebirds is winning the game at the moment. But this is, as I say, a straight shootout. By law of averages, Carl, you've got to win one at least. 10 for the away team. Mate, you're going to need a strong goal here to prevent it going 3-0. And it's a 5. It's 3-0. And Carl's Proud Boys Britannia aren't too proud of themselves at the moment. But the thing is, you got possession back, but you are 5 points down before every dice roll anyway from the middle of the park. Home team rolls just a 4. So you've already lost possession again. Doesn't matter what it was, the possession is lost again. And oh my god, this is brutal. This is, oh well, at least you redeemed yourself with a good roll there. It is 16 versus 10, so we are in a position. It basically is not bypassed your defence to get it straight through to your goalkeeper. So it's midfield and attack versus your midfield and defence. So Carl, at this point, you do have 3 points, 3 bonus points at this point. So the away team roll is a 7, but then that'll be a 12. So Carl, you're going to need to get 9 to even, or a 10 roll to prevent him from advancing one. It is an 8. So unfortunately, he does advance one, but he's not allocated any points to his attack. So your defence, you, Carl, for once, have got yourself an additional few points to win possession back here. And with a 3, Carl, you've won the ball back quite easily, because you've got an extra 3 points here. It's 2 shit dice rolls, mind you, though. Home team in possession. So Carl, you're doing this with 3 points, so a good roll could help you bypass that mid versus mid part, because you're losing every battle in there, mate. You're losing them all. And look at that, that's a 12, mate. That's exactly what you needed. Exactly what you needed. The away roll is also a 12. My god, how cruel is that? How does that happen? I don't think I've ever seen a double 12 roll like that before in my life. But it's plain and clear for everyone to see there. But Carl's extra 3 points does mean he moves up 1, but he does have to take on the midfield of the Bluebirds. So the home dice roll is a 9 plus 3 makes a 12. This here is a 9 plus 5, which means, Carl, you've lost possession again, mate. You've not got her into the Bluebirds half yet. And people are recognising you where they need to allocate their points. Away team in possession with a dice roll of 5, plus 5 is 10. And then a dice roll of 7, plus 3 is 10. So it's a re-roll. Away team roll a 7, home team roll an 8. It moves up 1. But Carl, your defence has a 3, and Bluebirds attack doesn't have anything, so you're stronger in this position. So the away team's roll is a 7 versus a home team roll of a 3. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. He edges it by 1 point, which means the away team, the Bluebirds, have the opportunity to go 4 goals in front now. Oh, but they're not going to do it with a roll like that. 2 versus a 6. Right then. So Carl, you've won possession back, mate. You've won it back, but you are stuck deep in your own half, so you need another good roll here. Home team rolls an 8 versus an away roll of a 4. So 1-2. So you take it well away from your goal at least, but you're still in your own half. So it's your midfield. So it's basically at 5 versus 3 on allocation for the Bluebirds. So you've got to get more than 2 extra on the dice roll, mate, to get past this. And a 9 is going to be helpful, especially when it's only a 4. So a 9 plus 3 is 12. A 4 plus 5 is 9. So you do move up 1, but you are in a very, very bleak position because your midfield is awful, mate. It is awful. Home team is still in possession. Is there a miracle in this dice roll? I don't think there's going to be. It's a 6 versus a 10. Bluebirds win back possession. And the Bluebirds get themselves a dice roll of 7 versus a dice roll of 7. But the extra 5 points means they move up 1 anyway. You're a bit stronger in this position, Carl. Good job for the extra 3 points on your defence. Away team rolls a 9, that's a good roll, versus a 6, plus 3 for the defence, but plus 5 on Carl. Basically, that's 8 versus 14, so they move up 1. A 6 versus a 10, plus 3. Home team win back possession. Would have been nice to roll that if you'd been in possession. You'd have moved up a few there. So home team are in possession. So that's 7 plus 3 is 10. 7 plus nothing means you move up 1. Now you're at a bit of a disadvantage, but a good roll, if it could happen, is a 9. It's not bad. Versus a 6. So it's a 2 advantage on the allocation, so mate, you move up 1, but you are on a big disadvantage here. You need a hell of a roll, so that's not going to cut it. 7's not going to cut it. No, you lose possession, mate. 7 versus 7. You're down by 5 points on that point. So I think everybody's going to be ensuring they've got a bit of a midfield on this one. Bloody hell, this is mental stuff. Away team only get a 3, plus 5 is 8. Carl, better than an 8 is doable. Especially because it's a 9. Somehow your weak midfield has beaten that midfield to win back possession. But can they do it again so they can get your attack involved, which is where your 5 points are. As soon as your attack is involved, mate, I think that you are going to be on a better run, mate. I think so. Yeah, home team in possession. It's an 8. So you need them basically to get a 2. You're going to need a 2 here, mate, to advance. Then no, you didn't get it. Right, away team are back in possession. And there we go, there's a roll of 8. Not going to happen. So it's a roll of 7. 8 plus 5 is 13. 7, so not quite twice as much, but they do move to the next stage. Away team in possession now with a 6 plus 5 is 11. And then 5 plus 3 is 8. They move up 1. So there's no allocation to the attack, but there is an allocation to the defence. So Carl, you've got an opportunity here. Away team's roll gives us an 8. Home team's roll gives us an 8 also, but they win back possession because of the 3 extra bonus points. There we go. Home team back in possession. Now you need a big one. You need a big roll against a really weak one. That's not going to be a big roll. That's 5 versus 7, but because there's the extra 3, you do move up 1, but you're back into a disadvantage now. Big roll, not going to happen. 4. Away team wins back possession. There is an 8 for the away team versus a 7. It's going to move up 1. Away team rolls a 12 versus a 9, but the extra 3 takes it onto a 12. So, Carl, your defence has saved you on that one. It's a shame they couldn't do it more a bit early on. But the strength of the away midfield, they bypass your defence many times. I went, no, sorry, we've got the home team back in possession. That roll doesn't count. Home team's roll, home team. So you've got an 8 plus your 3 gives you an 11 versus 11. You've got to be kidding me. The dice rolls just haven't gone for Pride Boys Britannia today. They just haven't gone. And they've just not allowed the attack to come into the game at all. Home team in possession. And he only gets a 4 plus a 3 makes a 7. And then there is a 9. Even with the advantage, you lost possession there. There's a 5 from the away team. I don't think that's going to cut it. It's not. Home team re-win possession. And that's not going to do any harm at all. That's a 12 roll versus a 4 roll. So that's 3. 1, 2, 3. Carl, guess what, mate? You're in the opposition's half for the first time, but this is a straight shootout here because there's 8 allocated points against 8 allocated points in this position. So that's the mid. I'll just quickly show you. That's the midfield and defence versus the midfield and attack. So home team in possession. So Carl, if you win the roll, mate, you're laughing. Oh, you're not going to win a roll with that one, mate. That's 3 versus. Yeah, you saw that. That was 6. So the away team are back in possession now, but it's still a straight shootout at this point. And a 9 from the away team is going to be helpful for them versus an 8. Oh no, Carl, your attackers have lost the opportunity to get involved in the game. And now it's on the strongest point for your opponents, and mate, that's not going to do you any good at all, is it? Nope. Away team on a rampage again, but that's not a good roll. That's not a great roll either. That works out that Carl actually wins that one. So Carl, you've won back possession, but you are still on a 2-point disadvantage at this particular point of the field. But an 11 roll will certainly help you. Versus 7. So, yep, you move up 1, but you're at a 5-point disadvantage at this point, mate. Another big roll you need. That's not a big roll. Yeah, you've lost possession, mate. Yeah. You've lost possession. And then the away team have the opportunity now to try and make it 4. So a 5 roll is not going to help them that much, but with 5 extra points, it does give them a 10. But guess what, Carl? Your midfield have performed heroics here. And that's 11, so that means you edge that, so you win back possession. But to get out of this situation, you're going to need some more heroics. Home team rolls. Oh, you're not going to do anything with that, mate. It's a formality, you've lost possession again. Can they perform the same heroics to win the ball back? So there's a 6. You're going to need a 12 here, mate. You're going to need a 12. It's not happening. So there's a 6 versus a 7. Move on to the next one. The disadvantage is 2 points for you here, Carl. And with a 10 roll, that disadvantage is a strong one because it's another 10 roll. They've moved up 1. But your defence is better than their attack. Bluebirds have got an 8. Carl has rolled a 12. There we go. You've one possession back. And there you need another 12 roll. You're going to need one. You've got a 3-point advantage here, Carl. You're going to need a big roll, but oh mate, a 4 is not good. A 4 just really isn't very good at all. Versus, yeah, you've lost possession with an advantage. The dice rolls really haven't gone your way. That's just luck on the day, mate, which is a big thing in football anyway. So the dice roll from the away team is an 8. There's a dice roll of 6, so that means Carl wins with the extra 3 points. Right then, so home team in possession. Could they fight for consolation here? 7 plus 3 is 10. And that there is a 9, so they do move up 1, but the disadvantage is in play by 2 points for Carl on this one. Then we've got a 6 versus a 6. There's a 2-point disadvantage. Means you lose possession, mate. Still with that 2-point disadvantage. And there's a 5. You've got a chance here, Carl. You've got a chance. And it's a 7. Even scores. You've got to go again. 4. Got a chance again, mate. And this time it is a 7. So yes, you win possession back, mate, but you still have the disadvantage. Home team's roll gives us, just a 5. You've got to be joking, mate. There, you've lost possession again. Still with that 2-point disadvantage. The clock is ringing down. There's nearly 2 minutes left. Away team. Just a 2. Carl, you've won possession back. It's a shame you didn't have that roll when you were in possession, because you would have been at the other end of the field. But you've got the possession back, that's the important thing. But a 4 is not going to cut it, I'm afraid. You've lost possession again. It's a real tussle in the centre of the park for this one. Away team's roll has given us an 8. Home team's roll has given us just a 4. So what does that mean now? Yep. It's a chance to kill the game off. A straight shootout in front of goal. Is it going to be a 4 for the Bluebirds right at the depth? The away team rolls an 8. So it's a relatively strong roll. Versus, a 7. It's 4. Bluebirds FC have taken a 4-goal lead now, and the game is almost over. You can see where you've lost this game, Carl. It's in the midfield. Ethan, stroke of genius, mate. Your midfield has been exemplary today. And home team only rolls. Yeah, it could be time. There could be time for yet another goal. Away team rolls a 6, so that's an 11. Plus a case of 5. Geez, that's 2. 1, 2. Attack versus defence. So Carl's got the advantage on this one. There's a 6. So Carl's won possession back. So, Carl, there could be an opportunity for a consolation on this one. Home team rolls, just a 5. So that's an 8 in total. Versus a 7, so you just about get out of jail on that one, but you only move up 1. You've got a disadvantage of 2 on this one, Carl. That's a 7. Lost possession, mate. Clock's going to end any moment now, and it will basically be the final attack of the game. It's a 6. And the time is up. It's over. Full time whistle goes. And the possession has been won, so that's it. Game over. Game is over, and there we have it. The away team had 4, home team had nothing. So there we have it, guys. The game is over. Let's bring this round to me now. So there we are. It was a bit of a better game, that one was, yeah, but it was still 4-0. Unfortunately, so at least now people who are in the tournament can sort of analyse that and work out where they need to allocate their points. But there we go. Let's knock that off for a minute. So I'll keep all this set up ready for 3 o'clock. So yeah, it'll be in an hour's time, guys. I'm going to go and well, what is it to do at the moment? I might have a cheeky game of FIFA, let's see. But yeah, so Group A has begun. Group A has begun with a win for Sheep FC and a win for Bluebirds. So Sheep FC are on 3 points, Sausage Fingers 0 points, Bluebirds 3 points, Pride Boys Britannia 0, and the goal difference 10 and a 4. So it's all on goal difference. It's not on. If it was like two different, if it was a home and away, then it'd be different. But it is goal difference other than points to see if you advance to the next stage. So there you have it. Group A, match day 1 is concluded with two, well, I wouldn't say drubbings on the second one. 4-0 would be seen as a bit of a drubbing, but in this game, 10-0 was a bit of a drubbing. So there we go. Right then, gentlemen and ladies, whoever's watching, that concludes the first round of matches for Group A. Group B will be in about an hour's time, so I'll be looking forward to having you join me for that one. Thanks all. We'll see you in an hour.